In this lecture, we're going to look at the 2014 Ebola outbreak from an anthropological perspective. The Holocene epoch is associated with human population growth and aggregation, and humans living in close proximity with animals, especially in agricultural settings. These factors have created essential conditions for the emergence of new pathogens and infectious diseases. Zoonoses, the transfer of infectious diseases from animals to humans, is a primary pathway for the spread of infectious diseases, especially within crowded populations that have significant interaction with domesticated and wild animals. The 2014 Ebola epidemic in Western Africa provides an excellent example of the emergence and spread of zoonotic diseases, the conspicuous role of population density, and the role anthropologists can play in understanding how diseases emerge and spread. In December 2013, an Ebola case reported in Guinea quickly spread to more than 25,000 people, resulting in the deaths of more than 10,000 people in Western Africa by 2015. This is the most catastrophic outbreak of Ebola since its first epidemic in Zaire in 1976 that killed 280 people. The Ebola virus is transmitted to humans by direct contact with a natural reservoir, the fruit bat, or via infectious game animals. In rural Africa, where populations frequently face resource scarcity, game meat is an important source of protein. Humans do not contract Ebola by eating cooked meat, but rather by handling uncooked infected meat. The 2014 outbreak was traced to a 2-year-old boy in Guinea. The boy likely contracted the virus while playing in a hollowed-out tree frequented by fruit bats. The Ebola virus spreads via bodily fluids and leads to Ebola hemorrhagic fever in 50 to 90% of the cases. Because of its rapid progression and gruesome symptoms, Ebola has become one of the most feared epidemics in human history. However, in July 2015, results from a promising Ebola vaccine study were published that showed 100% efficiency. Cultural relativism, fieldwork, appreciation of human variation, plasticity, and a holistic perspective that embraces deep time frames and geographic diversity make anthropologists well suited to contribute to our understanding of how new diseases emerge and how to control outbreaks. Anthropologists helped manage the 2014 Ebola epidemic, addressing local ideas, beliefs, and behaviors influencing the virus's spread. For example, in some African funeral traditions, it is common for mourners to touch the body of their deceased loved ones. This promotes the spread of Ebola because the virus can live in the body for some time after death. Anthropologists recognize these complex cultural and behavioral dynamics and thus can contribute to our understanding of the social dimensions to the emergence and spread of infectious diseases. The recent emergence of novel diseases is the result of interactions between social, human demographics, and environmental forces. Humans are fairly resilient to stressors stemming from population growth owing to our many biological and cultural means of adapting. Nevertheless, the World Health Organization predicts that infectious diseases fueled by human population growth will double by 2013. The majority of this burden will fall on regions that lack resources to adapt to emergent infectious diseases. It is likely that anthropologists will be instrumental in helping to understand, prevent, and control infectious disease epidemics in the future.